Act stupid, do not let them know your next move. Sometimes, the smartest move is to play dumb. I know it sounds strange, but hear me out for a minute. We spend our whole lives trying to look sharp, intelligent, and capable. We polish our resumes, flaunt our achievements, and speak with authority because we want respect. But what if I told you that in certain situations, being underestimated is far more powerful than being admired? Think about it for a second. Predators don't chase the weak-looking gazelle, they chase the one that runs first. People don't guard themselves against the fool, they guard themselves against the genius. If everyone sees you as predictable, as sharp, as someone who always has a plan, then they watch you like a hawk. But when you act a little clueless, when you let them think they're smarter, they lower their defenses, and that's when you become truly dangerous. The psychology of acting stupid. Humans are competitive creatures. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others, sizing up who's smarter, richer, or more capable. And people love feeling like they're smarter than someone else. When they think you're less aware, they tend to relax. They talk more freely, reveal their strategies, underestimate you. And in that underestimation lies opportunity. There's even a psychological term for this. The gurus call it the illusion of superiority. Most people believe they're smarter than average, so when you play into that illusion by letting them believe they're outsmarting you, they get comfortable. Their ego swells, and we all know that a swollen ego blinds. In poker, the weakest looking player often walks away with the pot, because while everyone is laughing at his mistakes, he's studying their patterns. Life is no different. Strategic advantage in business and life. Let's talk business for a second. Imagine you're negotiating a deal. If you sit across the table with your spreadsheets, your calculations, and your perfect logic, you intimidate the other side. They tighten up, they give away nothing, and the negotiation becomes a war of defenses. Now flip the script. You ask what sound like innocent questions. You look puzzled. You nod slowly as if you're struggling to keep up. Suddenly the other person feels superior. They over-explain and reveal things they'd normally hide, like hidden fees, weak points in their offer, or even personal frustrations. And while they think they're teaching you, you're quietly gathering weapons to win the deal. Even in the workplace, acting less competent than you are can disarm rivals. Colleagues compete less with the person they don't see as a threat. Supervisors may even lower their expectations, giving you room to maneuver while others burn themselves out trying to impress. And when the critical moment comes, when you deliver a brilliant solution or nail the presentation, people are stunned. Your impact doubles because it was unexpected. Historical examples. This tactic of acting stupid is not new. History is full of leaders who wore the mask of stupidity to hide genius. Take Winston Churchill, for instance. Many contemporaries described him as bumbling, forgetful, and even careless. Yet behind that facade was a razor-sharp strategist who maneuvered Britain through its darkest hours. His so-called mistakes often made opponents underestimate him, only for him to strike decisively when they least expected it. Or look further back to Julius Caesar, the Roman emperor. He often staged retreats or acted indecisive to lure enemies into being overconfident. His opponents thought he was weak, disorganized, or unprepared, until his legions suddenly encircled them in a trap they never saw coming. Even in Chinese history, strategists like Zhuge Liang mastered the art of feigned stupidity. There's a famous story known as the empty fort strategy, where Liang sat calmly in an undefended city, playing a lute, while his enemies hesitated, thinking it was a trap. His calm and seemingly foolish composure saved his army. The fool's mask as a shield. But this tactic isn't only about offense, it's about defense too. Being underestimated protects you. When you flaunt your intelligence, you attract envy. People want to cut you down, challenge you, or prove themselves against you. But when you act clueless, you vanish into the background because nobody envies the fool and nobody plots against the harmless. And while everyone's attention is fixed on the ambitious climber, you, the underestimated one, move quietly, unseen, toward your goals. It's the same principle animals use in the wild. Some creatures feign weakness to avoid predators, while others camouflage themselves to appear ordinary. Humans do the same in society. Acting stupid is a kind of camouflage. It makes you invisible to threats while you quietly prepare your strike. The art of misdirection and deception isn't always about lying. Sometimes it's about letting others deceive themselves. Think of a chess match. A master sacrifices a piece, not by mistake, but by design. The opponent thinks, I've got them now. They pounce, believing they've seen through the weakness. But 2 moves later, the trap closes and the game is lost. Acting stupid works the same way. A misplaced question, a careless remark, a shrug of ignorance, it leads others to think they've outsmarted you. But in truth, they've only walked into your plan. This is why magicians always distract the eye. The trick isn't in the hand that dazzles, it's in the hand you're not watching. In life, your stupidity is the distraction, while your real intelligence works unseen. Risks and boundaries. Acting stupid is a powerful strategy, but it's not without danger. If you lean too hard into the act, people may genuinely think you're incompetent. They may overlook you for opportunities, dismiss your voice, or leave you out of decisions entirely. That's why acting stupid must be temporary, controlled, and deliberate. The key is balance. Reveal just enough ignorance to disarm, but not so much that you're written off. Keep your timing sharp. The act should never become your identity. Remember, you're not trying to be a fool. You're trying to use the fool's mask as a tool. How to apply this strategy in daily life. So how do you apply this without looking like a clown? If you are at work, instead of rushing to answer every question, sometimes ask a dumb one. Not only does it invite more detail, but it also shows humility. People explain things in ways they wouldn't to someone who acts like a know-it-all. If in a negotiation, play slower. Act as though you need more time to understand. The longer they talk, the more they reveal. If in social circles, sometimes playing the quiet listener, nodding, smiling, letting others believe they're smarter, makes you far more influential than speaking. If in conflict, pretend not to notice a provocation, act as though the insult went over your head. That lack of reaction often frustrates aggressors more than retaliation ever could. Each of these is a way of hiding your hand while keeping your real power intact. Transition to wisdom. Ultimately, acting stupid teaches patience. It reminds us that not every moment requires brilliance. Not every battle requires your sharpest weapon. Sometimes silence wins more than speaking, and sometimes a shrug achieves more than an argument. It's like the fox that doesn't bare its teeth until the prey is close, or the martial artist who absorbs the opponent's energy until the perfect counterstrike presents itself. The mask of stupidity is never about weakness, it's about timing, and timing, more than raw intelligence, is what wins in life. Closing thought. The world often rushes to outsmart the fool, but the fool who knows the game, who wears the mask deliberately, ends up outsmarting the world. Don't reveal your next move. Don't flash your intelligence at every corner. Mystery is power and surprise is leverage. Act stupid and let them think you're harmless. When the moment is right, reveal the brilliance they never saw coming, because the sharpest blade is the one nobody knew you were carrying.